Welcome back, everyone! This is Jaronitis bringing you Pandemicraft! Today we are starting on episode 30, and we have a sign. Think you like bigger discounts, Levi. Okay, Levi has obviously left me something. Something's wrong with my goggles of revealing. Sanguine helmet. A pair of goggles imbued with power. Okay, where did they come from? Okay, recipe for them? Recipe for them. Okay, well, I don't know what the Sanguine helmet is, but it gives me an 8% discount, so that's kind of nice. So thank you to Levi. I'll have to, next time he's on, I'll have to ask him about that. Today we are joined by Max Rebo. But we're not, really, because he's AFK. Probably sleeping. Don't know. But today we are going to get started on something a little bit more interesting and gruesome. It's interesting. I'll get to that in a minute. So we are going to go ahead and start with blood magic. So the first thing we need to do is get ourselves Dagger of Sacrifice may cause a bad day. Oh, okay, no. I need this one, Sacrificial Knife. Sacrificial Knife, just a prick of the finger will suffice. In other words, don't hurt yourself too much with this because reasons. Alright, so we can use this to hurt ourselves. See? It hurt me. It took away a heart. The point is that we actually aren't doing anything right now because all we're doing is hurting ourselves. And we don't really want to... Hey, I didn't mean to... I meant to click that. Dang it. So, to get started with blood magic, of course, you need the sacrificial dagger. Sacrificial knife. And the other thing we're going to need is a blood altar. So, if we type in blood... How do I have a weak blood shard? Huh. Well, that's used a lot later in the mod, but that's okay. We'll get into that. First, we need the blood altar. The blood altar is simple. It's just a furnace, any kind of smooth stone, regardless of what this says it is. It's smooth stone. And then gold and a diamond. We should be able to make this no problem. All right, cool. Now, the blood magic mod centers around the magical properties of blood. In times with wizards and stuff, the blood was said to carry the magic that was inside the wizard. Therefore, since we are magical creatures, obviously from all the Thaumcraft we're able to do, our blood carries magical properties. That being the case, we can use our blood to do magical things. So basically, what we start out with is we put down the blood altar. Okay, now that we have a blood altar present, if we right-click, it puts the blood that we collected from ourselves into the altar to be used for various things. And I'm going to right-click like crazy and hopefully not die. Maybe I should eat something. So now we have blood in our blood altar. So from here, we need to do something with said blood in the blood altar. Well, there's several things that we can do to start out, but the first thing we should probably do is make ourselves a blood orb. Okay? When we look at this in the blood magic side, we have a blood orb. There we go, the weak blood orb. The weak blood orb is a diamond put into a tier 1 altar with 2,000 life points in it. Okay, I don't know how many life points are in the altar because I can't tell that. Now, there is a way to be able to tell that, and you can do it first if you want to. 2,000 life points, you can gauge it by cutting yourself. You get roughly, with no, just from your base startup point, you get 200 life points per prick of the finger with your sacrificial knife. Okay, so to get to 2,000, you would need to stick yourself 10 times, enough to kill you. Yes, enough to kill you. So anyway, instead of doing that, we can do the first thing is we can make a divination sigil. The divination sigil, oh, nope, it requires the weak blood orb to make. So I guess we don't have to start that way. We have to go the way they want us to. So the weak blood orb is a diamond in here, 2 life points per tick, drain 1 life point per tick. Oh, that's cool. They didn't have that before. So yes, we can go ahead and get a diamond. I'm so glad that I ran the cable up here. This is going to be so much easier. Alright, and we can go ahead and put the diamond in our hand and right-click it into the blood altar. All right, so the blood altar has these cool little swirly effects that shows that it's working. I definitely right-clicked myself more times than was necessary, so I'm not going to really worry about that overall. However, I'm going to go ahead and do it some more anyway. Be very careful while you're doing this. It can kill you, it will kill you, and if you play with blood magic very much, you're going to die at least once or twice. It's just the nature of it. You can't help yourself. It's, you know, you'll click, or a lag spike will happen while you're clicking, and you'll die. It's just going to happen. Get used to the idea. So obviously, you know, standing here and having hearts being drawn off and having to wait for yourself to heal back up is kind of annoying. Realistically, it's just not very fun at all. So instead of doing all this, and this is taking forever, but that's okay. I don't really know how long it's supposed to take. I haven't done hardly anything with blood magic, so this is new to me. I thought it would take a little bit shorter than this. There's no way to check any kind of progress on it other than to use the sigil that I was just looking at earlier. That sigil I was looking at earlier, you can actually watch the life points drain away, and then that will let you know exactly how far you have to go. Really? Still? Here, have some more blood. Maybe it'll make you work faster. Alright, well, I guess that's going to take forever. So while we're doing that, or while it's doing that, I really expected to turn around and have it be done. While it's doing that, what we need to do is find a way to help prevent ourselves from dying. Okay, so one of the ways we can do that, there are actually several ways that we can do that in this mod pack because there's such a large amount of things that can be done. But one of the first things I want to do is make a beacon. Okay, the beacons are a vanilla way that you can restore health. So we've got glass, a nether star, and obsidian, which we should have everything of. Awesome. So now we have a beacon. We will use beacons later on in blood magic, but I want to use them now because this is something that we can do really easily to get stuff going. So the other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make blocks of stuff. Or diamond would be a really nice one, but we're not going to do that because we don't have that many diamonds. We're going to go with... What would be a good one to go with up there? Let's go with gold, just because. Alright, so with 9 blocks of gold, we can go ahead and set this up. Let me grab an emerald. And just for fun, another diamond. Alright, so for the beginning part of this, we're going to go ahead and... Oops, one more floor. Are you done yet? Huzzah! It's done! Yay. Alright, so now that it's done, that's fine. We're going to get back to that in just a second. First thing I want to do is try to make it so I'm not going to die. That being the case, I'm going to place my beacon here. Depending on how you build your beacon, you can have different effects on it. I don't know if I've ever covered that kind of thing or not, but... Oh, to get regeneration, you have to have a full-sized beacon? Really? Primary power is only accessible from here. It says speed and haste. Secondary power is... Well, do we get it or not? Well, let's give it an emerald and check mark it. And I see nothing different. It took the emerald. Maybe that's not going to work. I really thought I'd be able to do that easily, but apparently it's not going to play that nicely. Oh, there's the speed one. So I've got the speed, but apparently to get the regeneration power, we actually have to build it to its full size. That would require way more than I really want to put into this. Great, so well, that regeneration idea is not going to happen, so let's see. Other ways to get regeneration... Ooh, I almost killed myself just then. Let's see, other ways to get regeneration stuff. Well, let's see. While we're thinking about that, let's go ahead and start making the other thing. We're going to need some smooth stone, which I happen to have plenty of. And, well, without knowing how much is in here, I'm going to have to do this one piece at a time. Normally you want, it'll only take one at a time in this, the way this is set up. You can make it take more at a time, but you have to make sure you have enough blood essence in there to be able to process each one as it goes through. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, obviously, is get to where we don't kill ourselves. This beacon is not going to function in the way I hoped it would, so we'll have to do something else. Let's see. Oops, not that. Okay, well, I know that there are several other ways to get regeneration in this mod, so let's see if we have any crystals. There are crystals that you can find out in the world. Let's see. Shift for data. Effect regeneration. Sweet. Okay, so when you're going out through the world, you'll find these crystal formations out in the world. If you break them normally, you get these crystal shards. If you use a silk touch piece, then you get the crystal themselves. I'm going to make use of these crystals because the crystals will give me regeneration. I can actually go ahead and make a better version of these. As you can see here, when I typed in crystal, it brought up NEI. In NEI, we have the magenta crystal lamp, and if we hold shift on this, it is not effect because it's, well, not enabled in the config. Oh, it's also supposed to just be a lamp, but here we go. Magenta cave crystal gives you regeneration. It says its effective range is 3 and its effect level is 1, which is why I only have regeneration 1 on right now. Okay, we can actually go ahead and make it into a potion crystal, which gives it effective level 3, which makes it level 3 in the... Wow, is it really that easy to make? Huh, okay, well then, redstone, glowstone, gold... You know what, we're going to go make this real quick. I mean, regeneration's good, but regeneration 3 is better. So, yeah, so, let's see if I've got... Yeah, I've got plenty of this from where I've been mining. So, yeah, I can make this no problem. Magenta potion crystal. Go. Okay. Do I not have... Okay, what am I missing here? We got... Magenta crystal shot. Oh, like that. Okay, so I'm missing the redstone, which is just a redstone block. And bingo. Magenta potion crystal. Sweet! That actually was a lot easier than I expected it to be, and should prove to be quite useful. Regeneration 3 for 5 minutes. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to work out nicely. I don't need these silk touched. I was gathering these things silk touched, like specifically, because I was like, I got to hang on to these because they'll be very useful later. Not so much. So yeah, cool. Let's bring this back down and let's try this sucker out. Wow, this actually is like incredibly awesome. I can just stand here and click like constantly forever. So yeah, cool. That's pretty much going to break this thing. Although standing here and clicking is so annoying. Why would I want to do that? Well, the simple answer is I don't, but we'll get into that in a minute. The first thing we want to do, well, not the first thing, but the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and make ourselves a sigil. The sigil that we want is the divination sigil. The divination sigil will allow us to see how much, oh, I only need one of these, how much blood essence we have in all the various things. Specifically, if I were to right-click, oh, by the way, when you make the weak blood orb, you need to right-click it once. It will take some of your power, but it would also lock it to your player data. So now it says current odor Geranitis. I can't believe I forgot to tell you about that, but, hey, I haven't done this before, so whatever. All right, so now that I have the divination sigil, I can right-click on the air, and it will say that my current essence is 200 LP. That is how much essence I have stored in my blood orb. Okay, and in the blood orb, it's also, the orb is not specifically, well, yeah, it's stored in the blood orb, but it's also stored in my player data. Okay, the other thing we can do is we can right-click on the blood altar itself, and it says that we have 9,000 life essence in the blood altar. That is pretty awesome. So that will work out nicely. I don't think... Yes, we're at 10,000 with its current capacity is 10,000. So we have a filled blood altar and we are ready to rock. So When we are making these slates, okay, we're going to hit R on it for a recipe. It takes 1,000 life points per slate, okay? So with 10,000 life points in the altar, we can make 10 of these at a time if the altar is full. However, it will only let us put one at a time in if we do it like this. So instead of doing it like that, we're going to go ahead and build an input slot. We're going to go ahead and get some item ducts. With the item duct, we'll just get one. And then we will go ahead and get a chest to go along with. And then, of course, a servo to go with that to make it activate. And we'll put the beacon away because it proved to not be what I wanted. And besides, it was a lot easier to make this other since I already had all the stuff. Alright, so now that we have that set up, what we're going to wind up doing is putting all this stuff in place so that we can make 10 of these at a time. So we hook that there, then that there, then that there, and then we wrench this real quick. And of course we go and we turn this to enabled low so it's always pulling. Okay, so now that we have that set up, we can, let's check and make sure. Yep, we have 10,000 life points in here. So when we go in the chest, what we want to do is we want to put 10 of these in here. So it will automatically pull all 10 of these out and put all 10 of them into the blood altar at the same time. Now we are processing 10 of these at once. And that's pretty cool because it's a lot easier that way. Except they're not processing. Why aren't they processing? Oh, there they go. Just took them a second to realize it was there. It's kind of funny. Oh no, that's interesting. Let's see. Is it going to finish them all at once, or is it just going to do one at a time? I think we might have to do this a different way. Let's see. Oh, one finished? Nope. So it's going to use up all 10,000 life points and just have to wait that much longer. So it actually doesn't do you any good. I thought it would process all 10 at once, but it does not. That's disappointing, to say the least. Okay, so let's see. In that case, let's go ahead and get another... Well, actually, it really doesn't matter. Well, no, because... Yeah, we want to do one at a time then. So let's go ahead and get another item duct. And let's get another chest. And another servo. Because that's not going to work out the way I want it to at all. So I can have this thing continuously processing is what I want to do. What I want to do is have this thing continually processing. I can't speak straight. Don't worry about me. I'll get it eventually, maybe. So because I want this to process actively, I can't talk today. I'm just going to fumble all over everything. All right, so we're going to put the servo here. We're going to activate it this way, and we're going to make it pull out all the time. So, whoops. Did I just pull out half finished? I did. Okay, that's not really what I wanted to do. If I put one in, is it going to pull straight out or is it going to process first? Okay. Well, that's not working how I want it to at all. Okay, so we are not going to be able to do that way. Well, I guess we're just going to have to... Have to what? That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. I'm not sure what I need to do there. Oh well, I guess automated processing of this in the first, 10 minutes of actually playing with it is asking a bit much. So, we'll get into this more here in just a little bit. I'll have to figure that out. Let's give it some more blood. Although we probably just gave it more than it could hold. Oh no, it didn't. Sweet. Alright, well we'll go ahead and let that continue to process. So, of course, the first thing we want to do... Actually, you know what? I wonder if we can see... If we look at the blood altar, and we go to uses for the blood altar. No. Nothing for the blood altar. Okay. Let's try a blank slate. Here we go. Recipes for the Tier 1 blood altar. Oh no, that's recipes for all blood altars. It requires tier 2 to get that. Tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 4. Okay, so it's just showing us the things we can make in the blood altar. It looks like the only real thing that we're going to be wanting to make in the tier 1 altar is these slates, and these slates are used to make a tier 2 altar. So let's go ahead and see if we can't make... No, we need that, and there. Except that's not going to work. You know what? Let's try that. If we put all of these in here, but we tell it to only take one at a time, one goes in. And now, is it going to send another in, or is it just going to sit there and backstuff them? Nope, it's going to keep putting them in. So, nope, that's not going to work either. Okay, I guess we'll just have to do this one at a time for now. I should be able to ask someone else on here if they know how to do it. I know it can be done. No one's currently around to tell me about it, so I can't really do much with that. Good God, that potion effect is very useful and horribly annoying at the same time. But as long as I've got it, let's go ahead and fill up my life network. Easy now. Alright, so we want to upgrade to a tier 2 blood altar because you can't really do much with the tier 1 blood altar other than make these little things here. So to make the tier 2 blood altar, what we need to do is build a multi-block structure down around the tier 1 blood altar. Okay, so for that we are going to need blood runes. Okay, the various blood runes have various effects. It's Rune of Self-Sacrifice. Of course, I go with the first one I think look at is the one I don't know anything about. The Rune of Sacrifice is used to make it so that every time you prick your finger or do anything to gain blood, that it gives you more. The Efficiency Rune, I believe, makes it so that it costs less to use the blood magic. You know, I don't know enough about these. I'm not going to speak too much on them for now. Let's just stick with the basics, and we'll work up to those. So to get to the second tier, we need blood runes. Okay, blood runes are the blank slates, smooth stone, and the weak blood orb. So we are going to need 8 of these, I do believe. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, look, they're done. I wonder how many this makes. This makes, of course, 7. Oh, wait, no, we're going to need 16 total because that's 8, so I need 8 more. We're going to need 16 total because it takes 8 of the runes, and we need 2 plates per rune. So, yeah, get back here. So we'll go ahead and give it some more blood since it's going to need it to process these. And when this gets done, we'll be able to go ahead and make the tier 2 blood altar. I'm going to kill myself yet. Just watch. It'll be hilarious. Yeah, I didn't think there's any more in there. Alright, so the tier 2 blood altar, as I remember, we have to put below this, the runes will have to go out and around below the edge of this. So we're going to go ahead and chop this away. And with these potion effects here, I hope I don't chop away something I shouldn't chop away. Although there's a very good chance I will because reasons. Alright. Anytime now. I might turn my particle effects down just because this is horribly annoying. Alright. Oh, by the way, in the tier 1 blood altar, you can only have 5,000 life points on your personal soul network. Okay, so your orb can only hold 5,000. You can only hold 5,000. Okay, so to go higher than that is impossible. So continuing to sacrifice blood to it is pointless. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your blood. All right, we'll be back in just a minute when we get this set up. And there they are done. That took a little bit longer than I anticipated it would, but that's okay. So now we should be able to access a crafting grid and go ahead and make the blood runes that we need. If I remember correctly, it was something to the effect of this. Oh, I guessed right. I mean, I knew exactly what I was talking about. Really. Alright, so now... Where did my orb go? Did I just put it into the system? Get back here, you. Alright, so now what we should be able to do, hopefully anyway, is put these around the base. And that should now, when we right-click it with this, should say Tier 2 Blood Altar. There we go. Current Tier 2. It's kind of hard to see with the armor GUI right there. If anybody knows how to move that GUI, can you let me know? Because I really don't like having it in the bottom corner. Top left would be better, but it's kind of there. So, of course, the next thing we want to do is to... Oops, get back here. Oh, okay, just move off to the side. Go ahead and fill this baby up just a little bit. And now we should be able to see that we are back at 10,000. I'm wasting blood because I have the regeneration thing. If I didn't have it, then I wouldn't be worried so much. So, you know, reasons. So, let's see. We should be able to... I think it's an emerald. Goes in there to make the second tier altar. Second tier orb, that is. We have the second tier altar already. And we should be able to put this in here, and yay, it's doing stuff. While it's doing stuff, let us look it up real quick and see if I'm actually making the right thing. Because I think I am, but I don't know. Apprentice blood orb, yes, is an emerald. And then the magician's blood orb, oh, a block of gold, that's it? Awesome. Oh, wow, 25,000 life points. Okay, that's going to take a little bit of doing. And then the master blood orb... I don't know where I got a weak blood shard. I mean, other people on the server have been doing blood magic, and I know they've been doing blood magic, so we will have to see if one of them... I might have got it accidentally, I don't know. Archmage blood orb requires something called a demon blood shard. That's interesting. We'll have to see about that as well. But for now, we are doing the apprentice blood orb. Ooh, actually, how much life essence does that take? Oh, okay, only 5,000. Not going to worry about it. We had 10,000 in there, so... that should be good to go. So the next thing we want to do, obviously, is to make it so that we get more life points per finger prick. Okay, and again, we're going to do that with the blood runes. Okay, so the rune of sacrifice is going to make it so that we get more per finger prick, or per whatever. Okay, that's going to require smooth stone, gold, the apprentice blood orb, which I'm making now, and some reinforced slates. The reinforced slates are the normal slates placed into the tier 2 blood altar with 2,000 life points. So it takes 1,000 life points to make the normal, then 2,000 more life points to upgrade it to a second slate. Okay, and I'm actually kind of curious about this. How many slates are there? There's normal, reinforced. Oh, looks like there's only normal and reinforced. Well, that's kind of handy. I thought maybe there was going to be like 16 tiers of slates. Okay, so that's not too bad. Yay! I now have a blood orb, and I'm going to right-click it, and thus link it to myself. Now, I don't know what that means for this blood orb. Let's see. Does it say I now have 5,200 life points, so let's right-click a bunch and see how much it goes up. Without dying, please. Thank you. And now we have 9,800 life points. I'll bet it stops at 10,000. No, it does not. Well, color me wrong. Alright, so now that we have a tier 2 blood altar, there's actually something else we can do as well. Let's see. I wonder if it has to be a full health iron sword. Let's see. I know that we can put an iron sword into the altar and have it imbued with magical powers and make it the dagger of sacrifice. I think, no, dagger of sacrifice is what we have here. No, this is a sacrificial knife. So yeah, it becomes the dagger of sacrifice, which allows you to use it to kill monsters with, and thus get their life points. Let's see if this does. Yeah, I didn't think so. It'd have been nice, though. Cool. So, let's see. If we go with the... Oops. If I could spell. There we go. The Dagger of Sacrifice requires 3,000 blood life points in the Tier 2 Blood Altar, which I have, and it's processing. Let's just... Here, have some more blood, just because. I still don't like the idea of having to do this myself, so we'll get around to automating that some other way here shortly. In the meantime, I don't need you. Guess I don't need you anymore. I would think I don't need you anymore. All right, and we're going to go ahead and get some more stone slates made up. Wow, this episode is pretty much over already. So next episode, we're going to get back into this. We're going to make a tier 3 blood altar. We're going to find a way to help automate the production of blood in the altar. And because I don't like pricking myself, I don't like the idea of dying. Dying is bad. So we're going to see if we can't... Ooh. It's done. Come here. Excellent. By the way, also killing monsters and stuff is a more efficient way of gaining life points. You get more points from them because first off, you're killing them instead of just pricking their finger. For me, when I right click, I just lose 1 heart worth of blood. But if you kill a monster with it, you're actually killing them, so you get more life points because you're killing them. Obviously, you get more blood if you actually kill something. So next episode, we're going to see what we can do about fueling this with monsters, because we want to fuel it with monsters. And we'll see what we can do about upgrading to the next level and seeing if we can't make this even better. So until next time, this is Jeremy signing off on Pandemicraft episode 30. And until next time, help spread the gaming.